Hello friends. Welcome to our Blood Flowers episode analysis. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell while watching. Asair is looking at who will drink the drugged fruit juice. At this moment Tariq comes. Asair drops the medicine in fear. She runs and takes Sinner from Baron and Dylan. At this moment the fruit juice spills. Baron and Dylan can't understand what happened. The weather is cold, let's go inside, Baron says. Asair tells Tariq that the Karabais have already poisoned you. I couldn't just sit and watch like you. Seda comes to them. Do you want everyone to hear it, she says. Tariq turns to his mother and says, you won't stop, right? If you don't stop, I will take my son and leave here. On the other side, Ice answers Ipek's invitation. She comes to Akif's house. Akif is very surprised to see Burfin in front of him. However, Ipek is very happy to see her. They immediately start decorating the house. Kudret on the other side brings a box. Azaid hands it to Hanem. She says this is for you. Azaid says I can't open it. She asks if you can open it. Dylan is very surprised when she opens the box. She murmurs that this is Ghoul's earring. Tariq says pack up, we are leaving. Seda doesn't want to go. I told you so, she says. I told you to be careful with your mother, she says. While Tariq is packing, Asair enters. She says you won't go anywhere. Let it be as you say, I won't get in your way. Do as you wish, she says. Asair says I was pregnant with you when they threw me out of the mansion. I was with you when Adnan tortured you. Don't forget all this, she says. When Baron sees the earring, he asks who sent it. Azaid says the jeweler called. Someone says he brought it to sell. The man said he realized that it was a Karabe design. I said send it and have a look. That's why they sent it, he says. Baron who sent it. He says I will find out right away. Baron, who is very angry, kicks the chairs. Kudret says I will go and check. On the other hand, Akif says everything is okay, I will buy a cake. Burfin replies no need, I will make it. Ipek says I will help too. Akif, Ipek and Burfin start making a cake together. Akif looks at Burfin and Ipek's harmony with admiration. On the other hand, Baron cannot make sense of anything. Why did this earring come out after all these years? What was the message, he says. Dylan cannot stand Baron's angry mood any longer. Baron shouts calm down. Baron apologizes. I upset you so much, he says. Azaid goes back to the past after the earring. She cries because you left before you could get enough of your youth. Asair comes to her. What happened, she asks. Azaid died with their unborn baby. This is Ghoul's earring, he says. They found one when she died, but couldn't find the other. Asair is very sad, but she is careful not to give any color. Tariq comes to them. He asks if something happened to his mother. Asair says I have something to do, her voice trembling. She leaves them. Dylan dresses Baron's wound when she sees the earring. Baron says that he went back 5 years ago. Dylan replies that I did too. Dylan asks why this earring appeared after all these years. Baron says I don't know. Dylan says Ghoul was my sister. She was my friend. They had opened their hearts. She had just reunited with her family. She says that we were going to raise our children together. But now it's just the two of us left. Baron says that we were going to regain the years we lost. We were going to close that gap. But I couldn't protect her. He says I have a lot of regret. Dylan says you acted like a big brother to them even when you didn't know he was their brother. Baron says should we go visit them? Dylan says I was just thinking about it. But you'll be careful and not force yourself. Dylan says come on, let's change your clothes and then let's go. Seda says where did this earring come from? She says something will definitely come out of this. Seda says what's wrong with you? Is it because you're upset about the earring or is there something else? Tariq says I've always been jealous of Firat. He wasn't Hassan's son, but he saw fatherly love. While I was living one hell, he lived another hell. Hassan says he ruined everyone's life. So Firat is the most innocent in this business. Tariq says the past is in the past. We'll look ahead now. Baron and Dylan are caught by Sinner while leaving the house. Sinner asks where are you going? Dylan doesn't want to say we are going to the cemetery. We will get you batteries for your snow shovel, she says. Sinner says you didn't forget. Akif, Burfin and Ipek have prepared a surprise birthday party for Ayhan Hanem. Ayhan Hanem is very happy. Ayhan Hanem opens her gifts. Ipek brings a silk shawl. Akif gives her a watch as a gift. Burfin gives Ayhan Hanım a pearl necklace as a gift. Ayhan Hanım says, "What did you do, Ice? Did you spend all your salary on this?" "But I won't lie, I really liked it," she says. Asair comes to Firat's grave. "You were my first love," she says. "I could have killed everyone, but I couldn't kill you," she says. Asair is crying at Firat's grave. Asair says, "The Karabais ruined my life, and their enemies took you from me," and laments to Firat. When he sees Baron and Dylan, he says, "I was going too." Baron asks, "Why did you leave Firat?" "When Asair learned the truth, I said, I can't be unfair to Ayton. I really wanted to tell the truth. Asaid didn't allow it. When he sent me away from the mansion, Ayton was going to be his mother. Then I learned that she died too. I loved him very much." But Hassan calls Asaid's phone. He secretly takes the phone and calls somewhere. In the meantime, Sinner sees him get up. He realizes that he is calling somewhere, but he leaves there silently. Baron and Dylan pray at Firat and Gul's graves. Dylan and Baron complain about each other to Miran. "But despite everything, we are fine, my son. Don't worry about us, my son. You're in our hearts. He is our greatest strength," he says. While Asaid is looking for his phone, Sinner comes to them. Hassan says, "Grandpa took it." Asaid says, "Grandpa Hassan can't talk." Sinner says, "He can talk." Asair says, "What are you saying, my son?" In the meantime, Tuba brings the phone. She says it was on the nightstand. Asaid says, "That's the kid. He just made it up," he says. But Asair doesn't leave it to chance. She goes to Hassan. "Let's see," she says. "Is there a chance for you to get better?" she asks. Hassan's eyes show great fear. Ayhan Hanım asks, "Did you notice how Ipek got along with Ice?" "Her eyes practically sparkle," she says. "When you see her, your eyes sparkle too," she says. Akif replies, "What's the connection?" Kudret finds the courier and brings him to the mansion. Baron tries to make the man talk. But the courier doesn't know anything. Baron says, "Talk, or I'll make you regret it." "I wonder what happened that made him go to a mental hospital," he says. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Take care. Goodbye.